Sarah hurried down the narrow apartment hallway, clutching her small son, Ayan by the hand, her breath sharp in the cold morning air. She repeated softly, "We will make it today. Just stay close, my little one." Her eyes carried exhaustion from many nights without rest, juggling two part-time jobs, while raising her child alone, yet she stood, strong, pushing past every hardship. The crowded bus was late again, so she ran, holding Ayan in her arms, rushing toward the tall glass building where she worked as a receptionist. Inside the lobby, the manager, Ms. Hartley, stood with rigid posture, her gaze falling instantly on the child beside Sarah, her expression tightening with irritation. Sarah spoke gently, explaining that the babysitter had fallen sick and she had no one else to watch Ayan, but she promised he would sit quietly and cause no trouble. Ayan held his tiny backpack closed, nodding shyly as if begging silently to stay. But the manager's glare cut through the air, turning the quiet lobby into a battlefield of judgment and fear. Ms. Hartley raised her voice, insisting that personal issues were not welcome in a professional environment, leaving Sarah frozen in humiliation. Colleagues looked away, pretending not to notice, though a few exchanged sympathetic glances toward the trembling little boy. Sarah whispered softly to Ayan, asking him to sit in the corner with his storybook, hoping to calm the tension. She began her duties, answering calls, directing visitors, and typing reports, but every sound from Ayan's chair made the manager huff with growing annoyance. When a client stepped in and offered Ayan a friendly smile, the manager seized the moment, declaring loudly that this was unacceptable, that Sarah had violated workplace standards. She demanded Sarah hand over her badge, effective immediately. Sarah's heart broke in front of everyone, as Ayan clung to her waist, terrified, thinking he had done something terribly wrong. Clutching her son tightly, she walked out of the building, feeling the weight of failure crushing every part of her being. Outside, the wind stung her cheeks as she sat with Ayan on a bench, unsure what to do next. With bills due and no savings left, Sarah fought tears, not wanting her son to see her weakness, but his small hands lifted to her face, wiping her grief away with innocent tenderness. He told her softly that he could help, that he did not need toys or treats, that he just wanted her to be happy. Hearing this made her heart break further, because children should dream, not worry. As people passed by, ignoring the scene, a sleek black car suddenly pulled up to the curb, its tinted window lowering slowly. Inside sat a sharply dressed man with calm eyes and a presence that felt warm rather than intimidating. His voice carried genuine concern as he asked if she was all right, noticing how shaken she looked while holding her child. Sarah hesitated, unsure whether to trust a stranger, but his gentle tone eased her fear, and she explained what happened. The man listened attentively, his brows tightening, with quiet disbelief at how she had been treated. He introduced himself as Daniel, owner of a growing company headquartered nearby, and said he believed no parent should be punished for caring for their child. Ayan peeked out from behind his mother, curious about the kind man, who spoke with kindness rather than judgment. Daniel offered them a ride, proposing to help if she needed assistance, or at least somewhere warm to sit while she figured things out. Sarah agreed cautiously, climbing into the car, holding Ayan close, listening as Daniel asked about her skills, her experience, and her challenges as a single mother. The sincerity in his questions surprised her, because no one had ever taken interest in her struggles before. She felt a small spark of hope flicker to life. Daniel drove them to a cozy cafe where he ordered warm drinks and let Ayan choose a pastry, making the little boy's eyes light up with joy. He reviewed Sarah's resume, which she carried in her bag, hoping to find new opportunities someday. After reading silently for a moment, he looked up, astonished by her dedication, multitasking, and strong work ethic despite the personal hurdles she faced. He said his company valued people like her, people who worked hard and cared deeply, people whose strength came not from privilege but from resilience. Sarah felt tears build again, but this time from gratitude rather than despair. Ayan swung his legs under the table, smiling as Daniel asked him about his favorite cartoons, listening with genuine amusement. For the first time in months, Sarah felt like her life might change. Daniel invited her to visit his office the next day, saying he wanted to personally show her where she might work. She arrived holding Ayan's hand, nervous but hopeful. The office was modern, elegant, and filled with employees who greeted Daniel with respect and familiarity. He introduced Sarah to the team, explaining openly that she was someone with remarkable potential and he believed she could help improve the company's Internal systems. Ayan sat quietly coloring in a notebook Daniel had given him as Sarah learned about the role. Every person treated Ayan with warmth instead of frustration, making Sarah realize how different this place was. Daniel watched her confidence slowly return as she asked questions and shared ideas that impressed everyone. In the room, Daniel offered her the position on the spot, telling her she could bring Ayan temporarily until he helped arrange reliable childcare. Sarah felt a wave of relief flood through her as she accepted the offer with trembling joy. Ayan hugged Daniel, suddenly surprising everyone, but making them smile as the little boy whispered thank you with genuine innocence. Daniel knelt to meet the child's eye level, telling him that his mother was strong, brave, and deserving of every good thing coming her way. The team applauded softly, welcoming Sarah as though she was already part of their family. She felt a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. From that day forward, Sarah arrived each morning with renewed strength, her smile returning little by little. Ayan sat in a small playroom Daniel had arranged just for him, filled with books and creative activities. Each day Sarah learned more, grew more, and blossomed into someone who could finally breathe without fear. Daniel checked on her progress, offering guidance, admiration, and support that made her feel seen, valued, and respected. Her life no longer felt like a series of battles, but the beginning of something new, filled with opportunity, hope, and quiet triumph.